Hello, welcome back to Rada. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Grisaia. Fruit, specifically. How is encoding already overloaded? Is something using up my fucking stuff again? Oh, right. I know what's causing issues.
Oh dear. Off to a good start.
Uh-oh.
The issue is the fact that I have one singular fucking window of a goddamn wiki page open. Which for some reason nukes my fucking RAM usage into the fucking orbit. And I don't know why. It's specifically just wiki pages that just fuck me like that. Anyways, a little before midnight, there's a sudden knock at my door. Sachi-Route, it's not locked. When I said Sachi had gotten rid of the test before, you were the only one who looked startled. I'm a part-time cleaner after all. Can't overlook even the smallest specks of dust. Repeating my words with a knowing tinge of irony as Sachi walks to the center of my room, letting the door close behind her. So, why drop by a man's room at this hour? Decided it was about time to throw away your virginity? Not yet.
Just wait till we get to your route.
I get, or I should say in this route, not anymore. Ah, money troubles then, in that case. And what would that be? Noting a clear change of the tone of Sachi's voice, I decided wisest to stop teasing her. And just Interesting story, sounds a bit far-fetched though.
あなたが知らないというなら、そのことに関してはもう聞かないけれど、あなたたちのクラスメイトとして一つ明確な答えを聞かせてちょうだい。
Can't promise anything until I hear the question.
じゃあ、松島さんの依頼を受けると言ったのはあなただけれど、小峰さんに危ない真似をさせるつもりじゃないのよね。
Whatever say it's a possibility.
私にも考えがあるわ。
With clear anger in her voice, Sachi takes out a box cutter and pushes up the blade with a violent snap. He just pulls out his fucking sniper rifle like, listen, I know you are like point blank, but this is still going to hit. This is not a exclusively long-ranged weapon.
I hear you like no-scoping. You are the casualty of the no-scope.
I admire the spirit, but the odds of you actually touching me with that thing aren't even 1 in 100.
それでも意識があるうちは何度でもあなたに刃を向けるでしょうね。
While the conscious part can also be solved pretty quickly. Alright, I've got the message. My bad. Do me a favor and put away the weapon. When I declare my surrender, Sachi heaves a long, heavy sigh and slowly sheaths the makeshift knife. To be perfectly honest, the potential risk depends on how things play out. Can't say for sure whether she'll be in any danger. But no matter what Sachi chooses to use in pursuit of her objective, I can promise you I'll protect her with everything I've got. That not enough? That not good enough?
危険な目に遭わせないとは約束できないの?
No, I can't. Because I would put Sachi's safety to the point of menacing me with a box cutter. It rubbed me the wrong way to make her a promise I can't keep. And the truth is, drastic measures may prove necessary.
So. あなたの話から推測すると、小峰さんが抱えている問題というのは精神的なものなんでしょうね。
Sorry, but I can't be the one to tell you that.
そうね。今のは軽率な発言だったわ。
Anyway, Sachi's not the only one who's going to be affected by this. Might end up inconveniencing you and the others as well.
私たちに?
Yeah, of course, I promise to contain any danger and keep you all safe, but if things do get ugly, I'd appreciate your help.
自分の手の内は明かさずに協力を求める。 実に身勝手な話ね。
Don't worry, it's just in case the plan blows up in his face. I'm aware of that, but I'm still asking. Please, Skaki.
わかったわ。もしそうなったら、できる限りの協力はする。
Right, appreciate it.
でも、覚えておいて。私はあくまで小峰さんのために協力するのよ。
That's supposed to be your take on Michiru's tsundere thing?
違うわよ。
Skaki turns away with a scowl, not sure if she's really too disgusted to look at my face or just trying to hide the light blush on her cheeks.
とにかく、これで話は終わったから、私は失礼させてもらうわ。
Hey, Skaki?
何よ。
Last time I've been a little more than a little dubious about this whole thing. This place, this lifestyle, being a student. But as of right now, I think I'm over all that. Glad I came to the school.
なぜそれを私に？
Who knows? Maybe I just wanted you to hear it.
そう。
Skaki quietly leaves my room with an uncharacteristically gentle expression on her face. Although I hadn't expected it to happen this way, I've managed to gain something of an accomplice. Skaki possesses both a level-headed judgment and the ability to project authority. I don't think anyone's better suited to take care of the others when and if the time comes. But even with the cooperation of our classmates more or less assured, there are still plenty of problems I need to take care of. Yet if my estimate of the situation is correct, the drastic measures I mentioned are absolutely going to prove necessary. Which means I need to get moving. "10 minutes to go. It's a boiling summer day. I'm standing out in the sun, staring down at my watch as I wait for a visitor. To carry out my plan, I'm gonna need cooperation from a number of concerned parties. But even among them, it's safe to say that the person I'm about to meet is the single most crucial piece of the puzzle. 5 minutes. 30 minutes. Exactly 180 seconds before the arranged time, I hear a high-pitched engine approaching. Only moments later, a certain flashy sports car draws to a halt outside the gates. No less an eyesore than the first time I saw it. Precisely on time, huh? Just what you'd expect from a German. Hold on, in response to that, I kinda have to send the video that fucking Morgan sent me today. Like, literally me, I finish work and the first thing I see is this video. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Copy link address. Fun fact, that VTuber is also the German VA that speaks happy in Fairy Tail. Anyways, you can watch this watch that video afterwards. Debbie steps out of her car, carelessly brushing up the loose lock of that shaggy blonde hair she's so proud of. So we're dragging you all the way out here.
確かに、ユージの方から呼び出すなんて珍しいわね。もしかして、もう学生を辞めたくなった？
Actually, it's the opposite.
逆？
Yeah, I want to stay at the school, keep up the whole normal student thing. And to make that possible, there's something I absolutely have to do.
なんだか私、とても嫌な予感がしてきたんだけど。
Very astute feeling! I need a bomb. As JBVU can't count how many times that sharp nose for trouble has saved my ass.
ここで褒められても嬉しくないわね。で、本人が認めているからはっきり聞くけど、ユージがどうしてもやらなければいけないことっていうのは。
I was hoping you might
どういう
ask.
ことなの
Whoops. I was hoping you might ask. I've actually got a favor to ask of you.
頼み
So that's the shape of it. Pretty simple, right? I think JB is having an aneurysm.
I don't
Finally,
blame her.
Yeah, finally, a way to get rid of JB.
Just like give her a plan so fucking outrageous that the goddamn vein in her brain pops.
Weaponized aneurysm.
Sorry, too simple, huh? Must have been a bit of a letdown.
その逆よよりにもよってそんなあなた一体何を考えているの
After carefully considering all the relevant factors, I concluded this would be the single most effective approach.
すべてのことってそれがサチのためだってことはわかるけど本当にそれだけのことをしなければいけない必要があるの
Listen, this is absolutely necessary. In order to cure Sachi's weird mental trauma, we need to assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Don't do it. It'll start a war with Serbia.
Why Serbia?
Do you not know who Archduke Franz Ferdinand was?
I know, hence why I added the word again.
Okay. I still got that episode of fucking Fairly Odd Parents was still fucking wild.
All the episodes of that show are pretty wild.
Yeah, but none of the other episodes implied that Cosmo and Wanda are directly at fault for because they're whatever the kids that they watch over are called. I forget the name. I can forget the term. I mean, godchildren. I don't fucking know. That whoever they got the godchild they were looking after at that point was directly at fault for the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand because of her wish. Depends on her, but in all probability, yes, I don't think anything else is gonna do it. Is gonna get it done. Otherwise, I think Sachi would have found the answer to my problem by now. And if we're gonna make this happen, I need your help, Yulia.
だからといってそんな話に私が協力すると思う
Probably not. You've never been the sort to put aside the big picture for a smaller objective.
それなら
Please listen to me, Yulia. I've had enough regrets for one lifetime. I'm sick and tired of being a powerless bystander. It's not like I want to go around rescuing random people like some sort of superhero. But when there's someone suffering in front of me, and that someone's a person I care about, I want to do everything I can to help them.
それがサチだと
That's right. When I learned about her identity and her burden, I wanted to help her. That feeling was absolutely real, and it's only gotten stronger over time. And if I turn a blind eye to her problem now, I don't think I am ever going to understand the meaning of the words Asako left me.
それがあなたが出した答えなのね
Yeah.
分かったわ私もできる限りの協力はする
Okay, I'm gonna need $3 trillion. You sure about that?
あなたがそこまで言うならきっとそれだけの覚悟があるんだろうしここに朝子がいたら男が頭を下げてきたら女は黙ってうなずくくらいの気概が必要だって言われそうだしね
So, I appreciate it.
ただしいくら市ヶ谷に赤坂の後ろ盾があると言っても融通を聞かせられる範囲は限られているわよ
I'm aware, yes. Don't worry, I'm not planning to give each guy any headaches. As long as you can get me the East Beach Express information and the soup, I'll figure out the rest of my own.
なんとかするってあなたそっちの方の知識も持っていたの
You haven't forgotten what sort of person my master was, have you?
そうだったわね
Asuka trusted you more than anyone else, you know? And the same goes for me now. In fact, you're the only person in the world I'd call family. What I'm trying to say is I really am grateful, JB.
嬉 普段あれだけ可愛げないことを言う子からそんなことを言われるとなんだか調子が狂うわね。
My sincere apologies.
まあ養親に対する一つの親孝行とでも思っておくことにするわ。
Sure. Out of filial piety, I guess I'll refrain from pointing out the contrast between these cynical words and the visible wetness in the corner of her eyes. One last thing, I want you to get me 4 tickets for a helicopter ride.
ヘリクルージングってそんなもの何に使うの？
That part's a secret.
わかったわ。用途については聞かないけど詳しい日時が決まったら連絡してちょうだい。こっちも準備が整い次第連絡するから。
Yeah, go ahead and draw the funds you're gonna need out of my account.
それは構わないけどさっきの話を聞いた限りだとユージのやろうとしていることを成功させるには確実にもう一人の協力者が必要なんじゃない？
That's right, I am.
じゃあその人とはもう話がついているの？
No, but that negotiation's next on my to-do list.
これからって
Busy boy.
一見綿密に練られた計画のように見えて肝心なところは体当たり。そういうところは朝こそっくりね。
Guess I'll just have to show you that that isn't the only thing I picked up from my master.
ええ、期待しているわ。
Oh, you use transfer then.
As a bright-eyed, idealistic educator, I'm sure she is here at this hour. After saying off JB, I arrive at the principal's office in search of my second most essential accomplice. Pardon me coming in. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk in on you masturbating, but this is really important.
Bruh.
She sounded like a kitten with that noise.
Kitten, because she was petting your kitty. As usual, I barge in without knocking, a catch a brief glimpse of Chizuru making a face into a small mirror before she jumps up out of her seat with a girlish little shriek. You'd think I'd walked in on some innocent maiden changing clothes.
年齢的にはまだ十分乙女の範囲です。多分。それから女性の部屋を訪ねるときはノックくらいするものでしょ？
Yeah, you're right, Chizuru. Sorry about that. Apparently, I seem to have picked up a somewhat awkward moment to visit.
で、何しに来たの？まさか顔を見に来たってわけじゃないんでしょ？
Yeah, though I'd take you out on that. Thought I'd take you out on a date today, Chizuru. Get your things.
あなたには小峰さんっていう彼女がいるじゃない。それなのに私とデートなんてしたら浮気になっちゃう。
She'd accept a harem.
Yeah. I know you're getting all flustered about the joke, obviously.
じゃあ問題は
Judging from the look in her eyes and the tone of her voice, it's probably best to stop screwing around now. Alright, I'll explain in detail, but basically I want your cooperation with a little plan of mine.
私に協力してほしいこと？
That's right. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, I could really use your help as a standing member of the board of directors, and as a prefectural governor's daughter. What's the matter?
Probably the last thing she wants to hear, but oh well.
That time of the month? Really sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
違います。あなたがあまりに突拍子もないことを言うものだから驚きすぎて声が出なかっただけです。
I was being perfectly serious, though.
それはまあ風見くんのことだから話を面白おかしくしているわけじゃないとは思っていたけれど、まさかそんなことを考えていたなんて。
Oh, it's been frozen solid for a very long time now. Throwing it out is going to require some serious kinetic energy.
で、そのきっかけとなったのが休み明けに実施される学力テストだったわけね。
Right, it was a complete coincidence that beat you to ask Sachi to get rid of the test, but admittedly we have a chance to settle things in one shot thanks to your timely assistance.
いい話って、私はあなたにそんなことをさせるためにテストの話を持っていったわけじゃないのよ。
Yes, I know. If we do carry out Michiru's request, you're probably gonna be with the one inconvenience most severely.
そうよ。テストをなくそうとすることでどれだけの影響が出るかは未知数だし。
So if you refuse to cooperate, Chizuru, I have no choice but to scrap this plan.
ずるい言い方ね。私がダメだって言えないのを知っているくせに。
How about this? I'll make you a promise in exchange. Sachi's gonna be herself again. I'm gonna make that happen.
その言葉、信じていいのね。
Yeah.
わかりました。そういうことなら、私も風見くんに協力させてもらいます。
Thanks, and sorry to drag you into this.
私のことはいいけれど、いくら私が学園長だからといって、この学園自体は私のものじゃない。それは分かっているわよね。
Oh, we do know who the school belongs to. Quite frankly, why should we give a shit about his opinion? Him so, I know you'll find a way to do what needs to be done.
そう言ってハルデラさんも籠絡したのかしら。
Oh, how'd you know I brought JB in already?
私があなただったら間違いなくハルデラさんの力を借りているもの。
Plus, the car was hard to miss.
Let's see. Precise reasoning. To be fair, she probably heard the car from the inside the fucking office.
Yeah. Not to see, but to hear.
年下の男の子に公務翻弄されていると、年上女性の威厳も型なしね。
Not to worry, it's not like you'd had much to lose in the first place, but what with that baby face of yours?
風見くん
Don't get all huffy, there are plenty of ladies out there who'd kill to be mocked by their youth for their youthful appearance.
まったく、あなたのそういうところは誰に似たのかしら。
Interesting question. Guess that'd have to be my master.
風見くんの師匠というと、草壁麻子さんのことね。
Right. Kuskabe Asuko, the woman I called master. She adopted me, a child breathing in, but no other sense living, and patiently raised me to someone capable of working for Ichigaya. You could say I'm only standing here today thanks to her. That's something I won't ever be able to forget, even if I was inclined to try.
私は直接会ったことはないけれど、ハルデラさんからも話は聞いているわ。すごい人だったって。
That's a pretty decent summary. Even though, after all this time, with everything she's taught me and a hell of a lot of independent study, I'm still 10 sizes too small to fit her shoes. Kasukabe Asako was without a doubt the most extraordinary person I've ever known. But ironically enough, she was also the woman who helped me find something like normality.
それじゃあ話を戻すけれど、私はまず漫画を用意すればいいのね。
First it's soup, now it's manga. What, we gonna have a fucking hangout? Kinda surprised you know a slang term like that.
ソフトウェア開発をしている友達が使っていて驚いたことがあるから。
See? Anyway, yeah, once I have those, I'll get to work constructing a more specific plan.
分かったわ。明日には用意できると思うから、今日と同じくらいの時間に取りに来て。
Right. Also, I need a relatively sizable room without too much clutter.
そうね。それならグラウンド脇にある用具室を使っていいわよ。中はほとんど空だから。
Appreciate it. Sorry about all this.
分かっているとは思うけど、女性からもらったプレゼントのお返しは3倍返しが基本よ。
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I arrive at the third floor of the dorm and search Sachi. I find her crouched over a sizable pile of books, flipping pages with an expression of intense focus. Seems he's using the spare minutes waiting for the laundry to review a stack of reference materials. Not entirely out of the character, but to be sure. There's a dramatic change from the dreamy thoughtfulness that followed our return from the beach. Instead of losing herself in distracted reveries, she's immersed in practical research. Much as I'd expect, that composure has already vanished from her face, proof that she has realized her previous method won't work for this request. The circumstances are very different. On the most fundamental level, school buildings in question differ radically in scale and construction. After even a cursory comparison of those differences, it's simple enough to realize that the same trick is unlikely to work again. At this point, it comes down to whether or not you can find an entirely different approach, but right now, Sachi can't even sense my presence at her side. The law she's imposed on herself, the absolute need to be a good girl, has forced her into a state of such obsessive concentration that nothing else even registers. Of course, I expected something of the sort, but it's the first time I've seen Sachi this intensely serious. Her self-assured air of easy confidence has vanished without a trace. The request she's currently grappling with presents an exceptionally thorny problem after all. On some level, Sachi seems to realize that she's fast approaching a moment of truth. In that case, the best thing I could do for the girl right now is to allow her to simmer in her own desperation. They do say curry tastes better the longer you let it simmer.
これで失礼させていただきますね。
Yeah. Even as she brews over getting rid of the test, Sachi is consistently maintaining her routine of cleaning my room and doing my laundry. Yes, I should be happy as a boyfriend that she places such a high priority on taking care of me. But no matter how used she is to these sorts of chores, it's obvious that keeping up the daily grind is going to be hard on her under the circumstances. I can't allow myself to step in to help right now. It's a mixed feeling. As I'm mulling things over, my cell phone bleats shrilly in my pocket. No need to bother looking at the screen. I know who this call's from. That you, JB?
おはよう、ユージ。サチの様子はどう？
Seems she hasn't figured out an effective plan yet. Currently absorbed in brainstorming. So, what can I do for you?
ああ、そうそう。東浜電鉄グループに関してなんだけど、なかなか興味深いことが分かったわ。
Think we can use it?
確証を得るにはもう少し時間が必要だけど、おそらくは。
Good to hear.
詳細はメールで送るから、目を通しておいてちょうだい。
Roger.
それと、もう一つ頼まれていたものも、もうすぐ用意できそうなんだけど、ついでにスープに入れる野菜を育てるために必要なものも、こっちで手配させてもらったわ。
I was planning to take care of that myself, you know, then won't push everything off on you.
一度手を貸すと決めたら手間は同じよ。実際マウスを操作する回数が少し増えるくらいの差なんだしね。
Alright, whatever you say. Thanks.
品物はもうすぐそっちに届くと思うから、受け取りよろしくね。
Right. And within an hour, that phone call a truck bearing JB's gift makes its way through the school gates.
じゃあっす。富士見運送っすけど、あなたが受け取り人の風見さんっすか？
The way you talk infuriates me. Leave the fucking goods and then piss off before I beat you to death.
Let's just be grateful he's not delivering lemon cake. Would you like to know what lemon cake is in international trade?
Go ahead.
Fissile material.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, fissile material.
No, fissile.
Then I have no idea what you mean.
It's, well, unless of course the pronunciation is different, it is fissile. Nuclear material.
Ah, okay.
Indeed, very hot material.
荷物
Yeah.
結構な量があるんすけど、どうします？倉庫とかがあるんだったらそこまで運んじゃいましょうか？
That's fine. Just unload everything here and I'll take care of the rest.
了解っす。しゃした！
When all the goods are finally out of the truck, the delivery man leaves with a cheery frat boy style farewell. Makes me want to fucking slash the tires on his truck.
Well, I suppose it beats slashing his face.
I guess I'd better get these inside before the others notice. He just turns around and sees how fucking Makina accidentally pushes over one of the boxes. It just fucking explodes.
Yeah. Play the game of bang. Of which, thus...
How did I fucking foretell that she would be involved? Too late. It might have been inevitable, given how rare it is to see a vehicle of any kind actually inside our campus. But it's not like it's got anything I can't let them see, so I guess it shouldn't really be a problem.
あんた、トラックなんか呼び込んで、一体何を買って、って、さあ 面白いことをするつもりなら私も混ぜてほしいのよ。
それでこれは何に使うのかしら。
Word of advice, Sakaki! Pinching your nose disdainfully while you speak isn't exactly going to help you win friends and influence people.
だってすごい匂いを放っているわよそれ。
Of course it is. That's sort of how this stuff is.
これって農作物に使う肥料でしょ？肥料？ふな？
No! No, I'm not!
ならどうして肥料なんて。
Our thoughtful principal noticed that Sachi has been looking busy lately. Decided to compensate by roping me into a temporary position as a volunteer gardener. Figured I'd start off with the fundamentals and enrich the soils a bit.
だからってこんなに買い込んでどうするのよ。
First part of the job is laying down some flower beds along the whole outer periphery of the athletic grounds somewhere down the line, and looking to spread the flower-filled exercise concept throughout Mishima Cape as a whole.
花いっぱい運動ね。
Playing with the dirt's good stuff, you know. Gardening's a pretty solid workout, and it's got a well-documented relaxing effect as well. Gaslight, 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 gaslight. I'm gonna start entirely buying this as she shop girl.
じゃあ何か手伝えることがあったら言ってよ。私トラクターとかも運転できるから。
What?
私何か変なこと言った？
Not really, but motorcycle trucks and now tractors. Is there anything you can't drive?
まあね、免許を持ってなくてもタイヤがついてる乗り物なら大体転がせるかな。
You're welcome.
Fucking Amine comes rolling in on a fucking Abrams.
I was about to say a tank. Actually, there's a silly thought. Provided you have an appropriate shotgun license and a Category H driving license, and of course you rubberize the tracks, you're allowed to drive a fully activated, even including full MBT on the British roads.
What the
Hell
fuck?
yeah.
I'm serious, you can.
I see.
私に花いっぱい運動は無理ね。サボテンからしちゃうくらいだし。私もどちらかといえば収穫されたものを食べる方が好きなのよ。それなら作業が残ってる有事の邪魔にならないように私たちは部屋に戻りますか。さっきスーパーでアイス買ってきたからみんなで食べようよ。私を誘うってことは当然抹茶味のアイスも用意してあるんでしょうね。マンダリンオレンジも。はいはい、抹茶もオレンジも買ってあるからおとなしく寮に戻ろうね。
Deftly wrapping up the conversation, the big sister of the group coaxes the two trouble children back into the dorm. Amine might not have bought my story, but I think she's got the general idea that I'm taking action for Sachi's sake. That's probably her way of being considerate.
少しいいかしら。
What's up? Don't you want to get some of that ice cream?
風見くんが私の質問に素直に答えてくれればアイスにも間に合うでしょうね。
What do you want to know?
実は小峰さんから風見くんが出した課題の内容について聞いたのだけれど、
Ah,
思ったより驚かないのね。
I know how much people love sticking your nose into others' business. I was more or less expecting something of the sort.
それなら話が早いのだけれど、テストをなくすという依頼を達成することで風見くんの出した課題の答えも見つけると考えていいのかしら。
Honest God, it would be a funny experiment for me to just like get Satisfactory and get into some kind of public lobby and then just build shit the way I would usually and just watch them kick me for being a goddamn moron.
I'm a boardroom coup.
Because like I can get weirdly like fixated with like symmetry, but at the same time I'm also too lazy to make shit efficient. So I literally just have like one belt that's just like iron, and then like one belt parallel to it that's bronze, one belt parallel to it that's just fucking, I don't know, oil or something. Who cares? And then I just like carry the raw materials from one thing to the next because I'm too lazy to figure out a nice looking way of connecting everything together so it like automates everything. Wouldn't have gone out of my way to reopen old wounds if I thought otherwise.
そう。それなら定例会議はもう必要なさそうね。
Oh hey, B is playing Warhammer 3 again. Regular meetings.
ああ、ごめんなさい。こちらの話よ。
Yes, this petty secrecy is her way of getting payback for the other day. Can you decide what you want to play, number guy?
それじゃ、父いじり頑張ってちょうだい。
In any case, it's nice that they're being relatively cooperative. The pitch black hallway, the only sound is the echoing of my own footsteps. After waiting until my classmates were soundly asleep, I slipped my way out of the dorm to infiltrate the abandoned school building. Huh. Basic construction like this, it's definitely going to take some time to get things ready. To be honest, without Chizuru's cooperation, I doubt I could have gotten anywhere. And even now, it won't be easy. That said, failure simply isn't an option. If pushing Sachi that hard, I damn well better give my part everything I've got. The fuck? Man's fucking just Texas Chainsaw Massacres it up? Getting close to 4 in the morning. Another hour and we're getting dangerously close to Sachi or Amine waking up. Just to be on the safe side, I guess I'll call it a night. That room. From the school hallway, I notice a single light still on in the dormitory. I quietly look inside. A few minutes later, I notice Sachi crouched intently over her desk. She must have been up all night working. Her normally neat desk is cluttered with books, magazines, and paper. Everything from documents concerning modern architectural techniques to yellowed old newspaper clippings. Probably because she confidently declared I should leave everything to her, Sachi's consciously trying not to show any sign of struggling. When reality is practically at her wit's end, precisely because of her own thoroughness and intelligence. The faults in every new plan must present themselves with frustrating speed. There are just no easy answers to this challenge. With a silent shout of encouragement, I ease the door shut and quietly leave Sachi's room behind. Oh boy. A pleasant morning. First relatively cool day after what felt like weeks of brutal heat wave headlines in the newspapers. After gathering us at the dorm lobby, Michi delivers this abrupt announcement.
緊急招集というからどれだけ重要な用事かと思えばくだらない。
強がってる割には足震えてっけどな。ねえ、みちる。夏もそろそろ終わりだし、そんな中でもみんなを盛り上げたいっていうあんたの芸人根性はわかるけどさ、怖い話で涼しくなるっていうには少し遅すぎない？全然違うわよ。っていうか芸人って言うな。本当にいるのよ、幽霊が。じゃあ見たの？しかとこの目で。
Something tells me you didn't. Oh, that sounds like quite the intriguing tale. Alright then, how'd you happen to meet this ghost of yours, Michiru?
あれはまだセミが熱中症になりかねない暑さが続いた日のことよ。
Can cicadas have heat stroke? Anyways.
私はその日、エアコンの設定温度を19度に設定したまま眠っちゃって、体を温めるために中庭を散歩していたの。
暑さをしのぐためのエアコンなのに 本末転倒な話ね。
そしたらすぐにまた暑くなってきて自分の部屋に戻ろうとしたのよ。ああ、そう。そしてちょうど学園長室のそばを通った時、突然ギュインギュインってチェーンソーを動かしてるような音が聞こえてきたのよ。もちろん最初は何かの聞き間違いだと思ったわ。でもその音は間隔を空けて何度も聞こえてくるのよ。そしてそんなギュインギュインがピタッと聞こえなくなったと思ったら明かりのついてない真っ暗な廊下をふっと黒い人影が横切ったの。ってことがあったのよ。
I see. The ghost meter encounter was definitely me, but her superstitious explanation of those events is pretty convenient.
なんだ、見たって言うから期待してたのに、ただの影じゃん。それはきっとチルチルが見た夢なのよ。レム睡眠中で覚醒していた脳が幻を見せただけなのよさ。
あんたには夢ってもんがないわね。
チルチルと違って現実見てるからな。
それはどういう意味かな。
なるほど。話はだいたい理解したわ。
あれ、榊さんってこういう話苦手なのに意外な反応。
別に苦手というわけではないけれど、その幽霊はきっと無害ね。
無害ってなんでそんなことがわかるのよ。
そうね。言ってみればその幽霊とはちょっとした知り合いなのよ。
ユミコ、あんたあんまり友達いなさそうだと思ったら、そっち方面のお友達がたくさんいたの？
ユミちゃん、モテそうだもんな、お化けに。
少し誤解を招いてしまったみたいだけれど、無害だというのは本当よ。ねえ、風見くん。
そこでユージ？
Because he's figured out its real identity!
Casper the unfriendly ghost.
Casper the friendly fuck. Yeah, I'm familiar with that spirit as well. What the principal tells me is one of those friendly ghosts. Seems it won't cause any troubles unless we go out of our way to provoke it.
そっか、ユージも言うんならきっと本当なのね。これで安心して眠れるわよ。
よかったな、チルチル。これで夜サッチンにトイレについてきてもらわなくても大丈夫なのよさ。
そんなことで呼ばないわよ。部屋にトイレついてるし。ってサッチで思い出したけど、あの子最近部屋にこもることが多くなってきたわよね。
I keep thinking so, but why is Michiu's hair just Omega? When she does this expression specifically. Like the eyebrows are the bottom part, and then those two strands of hair are the arches of the Omega sign.
You're right. I didn't notice that at all.
Turn it upside down and the Emperor protects!
Well, that way up also works if you're a follower of the Sons of Ara.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am a fanboy of 40k, what of it?
Don't worry.
Are you going to be playing Space Marine 2?
I'm
No,
small
actually.
nerd too.
I might try to play it, but there
He's
is
not a
You will
big
need
shit.
PSN.
there
I
is
will warn you now.
huh?
I will warn you now.
PlayStation that work.
You'll need PSN for it to get online stuff.
I have PlayStation. I have PSN. I own a PlayStation.
Oh, good. Yeah,
wait, is
there's friends of mine
PSN
who have that and don't?
is PSN the thing you have to pay in order to get online, or is that just an account?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Never mind then. Why? Why do I need to pay for my PlayStation Online to play it on my PC?
Because PlayStation.
Jesus Christ, they got one win in with Astrobot, and then they just keep fucking up again.
今日だって本当はサチにも聞いてほしかったのに、ユージが今はそっとしておいてやれって言うから。
She's right in the middle of planning out how to get rid of that test for you. Need some time to think.
それは分かってるけど本当に大丈夫なの？これまでいろんなことをサチに頼んだけど、あの子がこんなに必死になったことなんてなかったわよ。
そういえばそうなのよさ。サッチンは何をやらせても涼しい顔でやっちゃうってのが美徳だったのに。
それだけ今回の依頼が難しい案件だということでしょ。
私も自分なりに方法を考えてみたけど全然浮かばなかったしね。
Oh, hold on. What's the fucking thing called? Hold on, I need to fight the specific name. Hold on. God, which is it? Where is it? Hold on, what is it? Fucking what if we got rid of the text by just aiming the exterminatus at the school?
What?
Classic.
Anyways. Four gays has settled on me, signed requesting a comment from the person who volunteered to undertake Michu's request. It's fine, yeah, Sachi's definitely got some tunnel vision right now. But that's just because she's seriously concentrating on his request. It's not like she's completely oblivious to the world around her.
じゃあ心配いらないの？
That's right, she isn't missing any meals and she still stops by my room every day.
まあ一番一緒にいる彼氏がそう言うなら信じるけど、やっぱり心配は心配よね。
Not surprised, as the end of summer vacation approaches, Sachi's been spending more and more time shut up in her room. Fortunately, the girl does seem to regard maintaining her physical health as one of her responsibilities. Very sure she's getting at least the minimum necessary nutrition and rest, but... Alright, since you're all so concerned, I'll go check up on her in a little while.
そうね、そうしてもらえると安心できるかも。
サッチンに何かあったらすぐに知らせてほしいのよ。
Right, got it. Well then, after cleaning the courtyard in Sachi's stead, I make my way over to her room and pause outside the door. I don't know why, but like, you know when you have like a muscle that just like keeps twitching involuntarily?
Yes.
I don't know why, but my butt cheek just keeps twitching right now.
What?
I don't know why! Lately, Sachi's been... Hold on, did I read that one? I did.
You did, yeah.
Okay, just now, my butt cheek actually twitched in the fucking rhythm of the music for a second. Oh boy. Anyways, lately Sachi's been responding to knocks. Hasn't been responding to knocks or even shouts from outside. During a matter, of course, to barge into her room first and say hello second. Coming in! I enter the room. I'm stuck with a struck with the powerful sense of a deja vu. It's like I'm watching a recording of yesterday, or the day before that. Even from behind, I could tell Sachi's glaring down at her desk with intense focus. Thick reference books and piles of paper lie in messy heaps across its surface. Seems like she's also been doing a little research on the computers in the school building itself, but for the last few days, the vast majority of her time has been spent working alone in her room. Oblivious to my approach, Sachi sadly continues to move her eyes across the pages. Sachi? No reaction. Not that I'd particularly hoped. Not that I've been particularly hopeful. Hey, Sachi!
Yuku.
Finally succeed in catching Sachi's attention by shaking her shoulder as I speak. Let her get book full closed, she calmly turns her chair to face me. All this is a standard part of her new normal. Today, I seem to have caught Sachi somewhat off her guard. For a moment, I see the deep exhaustion in her face.
私の顔に何かついていますでしょうか?
No, I can't say there is, but Michu and the others are worried, so I promise to check up on you.
そうですか。私、皆さんにご心配を。
Well, your top priority at the moment is fulfilling Michu's request. I guess you don't have much choice but to slightly neglect the rest for the time being.
そうですね。一度約束したことは絶対守らなければいけません。嘘をつくのは悪い子ですから。
Only bad girls tell lies. Sachi believes that there is a question I need to ask her at this point. Sachi, mind if I ask you something?
はい、何でしょう。
You told me I could leave this job to you. Is that still true?
はい、私一人で大丈夫です。
I avoided asking outright whether she's found a method to get rid of the test, hoping to lead her gently towards revealing the truth. Sachi answers my question without a moment's hesitation. That a fact.
はい。学力テストの日までには必ず依頼を達成してみせます。
As she speaks, Sachi intently returns my gaze. I've seen eyes like these before. There's none of Sachi's familiar spark of confidence, none of her composed determination. These are the eyes of a human being driven into a corner, knowing that all roads lie close to them, still unable to accept their approaching ruin, blindly clinging to an impossible vision of the future. Sachi's eyes are clouded with a narcotic haze of denial. Well, this removes all doubt.
何がはっきりしたんですか?
Nothing, just talking to myself.
そうですか。
Slightly disconcerted expression flashes across Sachi's face, but soon enough she's regained control of her features. In that case, I'll leave it in your hands, but if something comes up, say the word and I'll help any time.
はい、ゆうくんにそう言っていただけると心強いです。
After ruffling Sachi's hair for a moment, I quietly leave the room. If Sachi had admitted her dilemma and turned to me for help, events would probably have taken a complete 180 from their current course. And in doing so, I think the answer to my problem would soon have been revealed to her. But it's that Sachi brushed my offer aside and hid her struggle from me, even to the point of lying, violating her own absolute standards for goodness. Unfortunately, it seems like my preparations won't have to been in vain. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Stupid ass fucking insects! Whenever someone asks you for a symbol of summer, plenty of things probably come to mind. Cicadas, watermelon,
Now you're
beach,
really
fireworks,
sounding like a
shaved
Space
ice.
Marine.
Huh?
So now you're really sounding like a Space Marine.
Fucking exterminate the insects.
Well, that just reminded me of a Turkish saying about us in Britain, for that matter. An Englishman is a man who burns his house down to kill a fly.
Anyone can make a decent list of things, that list out of just the obvious standards. But we've all experienced every one of these at some point. But for students in particular, one of the more memorable aspects of the summer experience arrives only at its very end.
よりにもよってなんでこんな日に
Listen. Someone could avoid dehydration by drinking your tears right now.
神様はさあ 夏休み最後の日を楽しみなさいって言ってるような天気のいい日に、どうして私は勉強しないといけないのよ。
それはあんたが全然宿題やってなかったからでしょうが。
だってわからない宿題があったらいつもはサチがやってくれてたし。
呆れた。あなた1学年下の小峰さんに宿題を手伝ってもらっていたの？
だってサチがよろしければ私がって言ってくれるから。
で、思わずその行為に甘えてしまったと。
きっとチルチルはあれな、サッチンみたいなできる人と結婚したらダメ人間になってしまうのよさ。
What if she married someone who was also close to being a useless blob? Would they kind of cancel each other out, or both of them would just become semi-competent? Or would the one that's lazier become the worthless slob, while the one that isn't as lazy becomes the one, taking care of everything?
That's... Why did that question make me think about it for a second?
I don't know. Just does.
I don't know. I
Just
started
randomly did.
pondering that for a second. Like what you said was profound.
I do have another question. Does any of y'all know Kafla from Dragon Ball?
No.
No. I'm not.
Kafla specifically,
Kafla is
specifically a fusion.
A fusion of what?
Two of the characters. Hold on. There's no good thing of them actually. That works because it shows both of the girls that fuse together into Kafla. And my question is, would having sex with Kafla count as a threesome? Because it's a fusion of two girls. And if you had sex with her while they're fused, is that a threesome? Why are you so quiet?
I don't have anything to say to that.
Not even an answer to the question.
No.
I'm afraid all you're gonna get is...
Well, don't worry, because I already have an answer to that, because I messaged someone about this earlier, an expert on the topic, and she said yes.
There are experts on topics like this?
Yes, apparently.
ダメ人間って、それはツンともせずデレもせず、だらしなく伸びた金髪を揺らして歩く。見た目もそう、ジルジルって感じなのよ。やめて、私の未来をリアルに予測しないで。
You know, it's been a while since I said it. I could grab you by your tears and swing you around like a flail. You just got it toughen her on, right?
風見くん、ちょっといいかしら。
What is it this time? As I watch Michiru thrash about her beloved twin twelve, swinging from side to side with all the kinetic energy of a traditional Chinese lion dance, Sakaki sells up and requests my attention. What, you haven't finished your homework either, Sakaki?
ついてきて。
Not dignifying my attempted humor with a response, Sakaki pivots on her heel and begins to walk. I follow obediently.
ひとまずはここでいいわ。
After briskly making her way to the stairs up the stairs to the third floor, Sakaki stops abruptly and turns back to face me. So, why bring me all the way up here? Plan to confess your love or something?
ずいぶん余裕があるみたいだけれど、勝算はあるの？
Ah, so that's what this is about.
ええ。あなたたちが受けた依頼は、休み明けにあるテストをなくすこと。 だとしたら残り時間はもうほとんどない。明日になって授業が始まればさらに手を出しにくくなるはずでしょ。
Absolutely right on all counts, on all counts, Skaki.
ならこの状況で小峰さんはどうやってあの依頼を達成するというの？
We'll find out soon enough.
あなたはいつまでそうやって答えをごまかすつもりなの？
Such a cynic, I'm not being evasive this time.
それはどういう意味？
It means that Sachi's going to make her move today. On that note, I need your help with something, Skaki.
手伝ってもらいたいこと？
Yeah, first of all, take these. I reach out to my breast pocket, receive the tickets I prepared beforehand, and hold them out for Skaki to accept.
これは
A complimentary helicopter ride ticket for them to be exact. Simishima Cape's beautiful night scenery spread out below you and all that.
これはあなたの方をビンタしてもいい合図として受け取ればいい
No,
の
I'm
かし
perfectly
ら？
serious.
じゃあこのチケットはあの依頼にどう関係しているのか説明してちょうだい。
We already talked about the possibility of danger. Remember? These tickets have a great deal to do with that.
つまりこのチケットは私たちへの配慮だと？
Yeah, that's a win-win. You won't face any unfounded suspicion, and it'll be easier for us to act.
なるほど。あなたの言いたいことは分かったわ。
Glad to hear it.
でもその説明で私が納得するとでも？
Pretty much, yeah, you did promise to help me out, and I trust you, Sakaki.
相変わらずずるい言い方だわ。
Mumbling in a sulky tone of voice, Sakaki quietly slides the tickets into her pocket. Thanks, I'll owe you one.
別に恩が売りたいわけではないけれど、このチケットで私は何をすればいいのかしら？
Nothing special. Go enjoy the view. Make sure you get the others to come along.
たったそれだけなの？
Over the last few months, I've learned all too well that calling that group is never an easy task.
なるほど。確かにそうかもしれないわね。
Counting you to take care of them.
ええ。すべてが終わったらじっくり話を聞かせてもらうことにするわ。
Oh, don't worry. The story that we're gonna tell, the story that that she is in for is the fucking bomb. Cutting off the conversation, Skaki turns to leave the room. Before you go, I want to apologize. Sorry, Skaki.
これはどういう風の吹き回し？すべてを話せないことに対するお詫びのつもりなのかしら？
You'll understand that soon enough as well. The wisecrack goes over like a lead balloon. In the end, Skaki stalks off down the stairs in an even worse mood than before. Sorry for that, Skaki.
ただいま
ただいまなのよさ。
Just as I'm leaving my room, I hear Alman and Makina returning through the front door. That's a lot of bags. Shopping expedition, I assume.
そうなんだけど、ちょっとおかしなことがあったのよね。
How so?
いつもみたいにアマネーがお色気を振りまきながら商店街で買い物してたら
Are you trying to say that you bounced boobily?
みんながアマネちゃんやマキボウも大変だねって言いながらいろいろおまけしてくれたのよさ。
でも私たちには何の心当たりもないから得した反面ちょっと悪い気がしちゃってさ。
I see.
ユージは何か心当たりあったりする？
Nothing comes to mind. Maybe they just decided to show some appreciation for your constant patronage.
だといいんだけどね。
I just realized that I have this source still open. I can remove that. There you go. God, that quote-unquote sponsored segment. It's not a sponsored segment. It's just me playing a game that someone sent me a review copy to play. Was fucking weird. I almost feel like I kind of, oddly enough, cheated Agate. People that made the game just because I played the game with fucking Atlas and Ate. Talking about Celestia Chains of Fate, by the way, that video, that was fucking chaos incarnate.
ねえお兄ちゃん今日サッチン見た？
Gonna think of it now, she hasn't been around.
お兄ちゃんが見てないって言うなら買い物にでも行ってるのかもしれないのよさ。
That's a possibility, yeah.
じゃあもしサッチンを見かけたら私が探してたって伝えてほしいのよ。
Yep, lost bird already.
Hey boy!
Well, bound to happen.
Oh my god. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle creative director says game makes sure to not encourage gunplay because it wouldn't be true to the character. Do we forget that one time he was too fucking tired to do an actual sword duel with a sword fighter and just fucking shot the guy?
Yeah.
Also, welcome back, bud. Yeah, muted again. Probably for a reason, most likely. You just almost opened your fucking webcam, didn't you, bud?
Huh?
You just accidentally almost opened your webcam.
I didn't say anything, so don't worry.
Yeah, neither did I. It literally was on loading and then immediately passed away again.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't have anything to do.
There it is. God, I'll pass that on.
じゃあ私はアマネーの手伝いをしてくるのよさ。
Best snatching half-cooked food off the plate when her back's turned.
失礼な。それは少しだけなのよさ。
Pretty indignant considering she's not even denying it. Not bothering to have a verbal retort, I watched Markina trot energetically up the stairs towards Amina's room. Assuming she's going to act today, Sachi might already have begun to make her preparations. Kaki successfully coaxed the others out. The dorm lies silent and deserted. Alone on the roof, I gaze blankly out at the sinking sun. I'm sure the others had questions about the still event, and why Sachi and I weren't coming along. But none of them got to me. Guess Kaki was thoughtful enough to take care of that. Not long until nightfall. Not particularly fond of the night. To be honest, I could say I actively dislike it. Night is a deep and hostile blackness that swallows us whole. Darkness so absolute that it feels like premonition of death. Shut the fuck up, you stupid ass goddamn cicadas!
Just bugs.
音量設定。
It makes us remember things we'd rather forget. Images we've tried to erase from our memories. Shows us with gut-wrenching clarity just how weak and powerless we really are. Of course, I'm aware that the same doesn't apply for everyone. But ever since that day, this is what the night has been for me. And at a time like this, I let down my guard for a minute and I start shaking like an idiot. And tonight there's more to it than old traumas. The vague anxiety I've felt ever since I'd decided to bring Sachi's normality. Bring Sachi normality is weighing heavily on my shoulders. Felt the same way when I forced her to accept his request. Something like guilt. Drove Sachi's back to the wall for my own selfish reasons. But practically everyone I know mixed up in this as well. After that, even if I succeed, will it really make her any happier? You're gambling with someone's life here. You really are right with that? You're really alright with that? When I close my eyes, the other side of me whispers its doubts. Look at that, I'm trembling. Scared of the dark in my age. Almost like a curse, isn't it? Students gathered in this academy all have their quirks. I'm no different. Right now, I'm just a piece of self-defense equipment, kept alive by my country for its own purpose. I'm not gifted with perfect insight and judgment. I've never been a genius like my sister was, far from it. There we go, it finally
音
stopped.
量設定音量設定テキスト設定ダイアログの表示設定
God, I love Chizuru. I'm really qualified for messing around with her life. When I voice my worries, I feel sweat gathering unpleasantly in the palms of my hands. Still, if I let myself flinch this late in the game, my master will probably come back to life just to kick my ass at the next week. That's right. No point in hesitating now. I already made my decision. I'll do everything I can, and I'll believe in Sachi. Es ist Nacht, Senorita. Und ich liege auf dir. I have to look up. It's fucking. What the fuck is going on with Otto Varkas? Then the last thing he's done is write a book.
A book?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Why was that book? That book was 2023. And that new book isn't just like Otto Walkes is like a German comedian. Yet the newest book that I found of him isn't even like a comedy based. It's literally just like him redrawing like 75 different like paintings that are considered like fucking masterful art works of art. But like he could like essentially just putting his own spin on it. And also putting, like, his, like, quote-unquote character in it somewhere. Like, hiding it. Like, since he has, like, something called the Otifant. Anyways.
昼間のうちに一箇所だけ窓の鍵を開けておき、そこから校舎の中に侵入。中に入ったら、そばに用意しておいたあれを校舎内に搬入する。
Mentally reviewing the plan I've polished over these last few days, I followed the procedure with exacting care, one deliberate step at a time. For what the principal told us, the achievement test will be held the day after tomorrow. However, considering the opening ceremony tomorrow and the unpredictable obstacles it will present, today is my last real chance to carry out this task. But even after all my meticulous research and thorough brainstorming, I was unable to find a plausible alternative to my previous method.
でも大丈夫。前回はうまくいったんだし、この方法自体に問題があるわけじゃない。ミスなく計画通りの手順を踏めば、きっと今回もうまくいく。だから大丈夫。大丈夫。
I repeat the words again and again, trying to convince myself they're true. Trying to distract myself from the hazy, dark discomfort smoldering somewhere deep inside my chest.
これはきっと良くないもの。いい子でいるためには必要ないもの。だから余計なことは考えないようにしなきゃ。
game, I calm with an effort of will. I begin to spread a certain something along the darkened hallway. The instant the liquid in the thick plastic can touches the outside air, a unique smell fills my nose. I knew the stench well even as a child, when I used to help pour new fuel into the kerosene heaters that warmed our homes, but never did come to like it. As these distracted thoughts run through my head, I empty the can and drop a rag to the floor and let the oil soak into it.
これに火をつける。
When I whisper those words to myself, I feel a voice whispering back, somewhere deep inside my mind. My hands come to a sudden stop. As my thoughts turn to the nature of that voice, I violently shake my head back and forth, pushing it all away. I don't need to listen, not now. I crouch to the ground, determined, resigned, and vaguely feeling some part of myself give up. And I reach out to the slick rag, a lighter clenched firmly in my hand. Oh, we don't like those eyes. We don't like those eyes.
No.
A small seed of flame I plant at the corner of the cloth blossoms quickly, spreading along the line of fuel. It transforms before my eyes into a full-scale fire. Scorching heat batters my skin. It's an unfamiliar sensation. I'm seized with a strange feeling, almost like nostalgia. But none of that matters any longer. Since this time I deactivated the fire alarms and sprinkler systems beforehand, all I need to do is repeat this procedure a few times throughout the building.
これでみちる様の依頼を達成することができる。そうすればゆうくんから出された課題の答えもきっと見つかる。
For a moment, relief blooms in my chest, and at the next, the sound of a dozen showers switched on at once. The sprinklers installed in the ceiling spring to life. Before I can even understand the situation, an almost disproportionate torrent of cold water rains down, soaking every inch of the hallway. The flames that were growing so vigorously only seconds before shrink with astonishing swiftness.
そんなちゃんと確かめたはずなのにどうして
Just last night I entered the pump room and turned off every last one of the disaster prevention systems installed in this building, even testing that sprinklers would no longer activate. But all of a sudden they're completely functional, simply incomprehensible. The fire's gone out! At one thought filling my mind, I run over to the rag sheltered in my body and desperately flick the switch of my lighter.
お願いついてお願い
But the cloth is already soaked thoroughly with water. I refuse to accept the flame. A waterlogged piece of cotton isn't going to catch fire. I understand that rationally, but I still push the switch frantically, half crazed with desperation and terror. So you chose this method after all. Text box, are you okay? I'm gonna make the joke. I think the text box is a bit high. Haha. Jokes. When I turned the corner into the thoroughly drenched hallway, I found Sachi crouched low on the floor, her eyes wide with shock. Hold on. Hey, does that fix it? It does not. Why is the text box there?
It's covered her face.
Interesting that she came in full school uniform. Not the maid outfit she finds it easiest to work in. Yeah, she was trying to show respect for the place in her way.
まさかこれゆうくんが
Yeah, third sprinkle is on this afternoon, if that's what you're wondering about. Well, it'd be a bit of a pain in the ass if the alarms went off, so I did leave those deactivated. Carefully shutting down the preventative systems before to enable setting a large-scale fire. Just sort of plan I'd expect from you, Sachi.
でもどうしてそれをゆうくんが
Hold on.
それにどうして今ここに
Hold on. Save game.
タイトルに
Title.
戻る
Wait, hold on. What's the fucking chapter called?
Persona.
The Arcana is the means by which all things are revealed. There we go, it's
どうして
fixed.
それをユウ君
Ah,
が
damn it.
それにどうして今ここに
It's actually pretty simple to predict the way the way a competent, careful person will approach something like this. If I was going to try and set fire to this building, I'd have done the exact same thing. Taking out the sprinklers was a necessity, and today was the only day to do it.
じゃあユウ君は私が学校に放火しようとしていたことを
Yeah, I'd expected you to use this method from the start, and I turned sprinklers back on because there's something I want to tell you. Sachi's mind doesn't seem to have fully caught up with events. Her face is blank, her eyes filled with puzzlement. Most likely she hadn't even begun to consider the possibility that someone would step in to interfere with this at this juncture. The situation you're dealing with here is completely different from the last one. The size and construction of this building is nothing like that little wooden schoolhouse. Plus, it's equipped with state-of-the-art firefighting systems. Disabling those beforehand was a good start, but sprinkling kerosene around like you did last time would require a lot more fuel to be really effective, and you need a lot more time to spread it. Considering that you absolutely have to do the job alone before anyone notices. Your chances of success are virtually nil. It's entirely likely it'd cause some damage here and there, but that's not going to be a huge problem. The test would just be moved to an attacked classroom. This place was designed for people like us, remember. You're not going to shut it down that easily. As I lay out the truth of the situation, Sachi stares up at me with disbelief and terror in her eyes.
じゃあ私は
Yep, at this rate you're gonna fail.
そんな
The color instantly drains from Sachi's face. She slumps jerkily to the soaking wet floor like a puppet cut from its strings. Why so surprised? I'm pretty sure you knew this wouldn't work all along. Otherwise you wouldn't have been searching that intently for another way. No need for all that research if a previous method was good enough. No matter how long you looked, no matter how hard you've thought it over, no other solution presented itself. You're not able to find a genuinely viable strategy. You had no choice but to turn to your previous method. Since there was no other way, even if the prospects looked too dim, you could at least cling to the thought that it worked before. Am I wrong?
そんなことありません。前はこの方法でうまくいったんですから、絶対にうまくいきます。だから大丈夫なんです。だって他に方法がないなら必ず成功させるしかない。失敗することなんて考えてはいけないんです。だって私に失敗は許されない。私はいつもいい子でいなきゃいけない。どんな手段を使っても絶対にこの依頼を成功させなきゃダメなんです。
I've never seen this expression on her face before. Never heard her voice so thick with emotion. Sound echoes fiercely down the dark hallway. No one responds. Her anguish and desperation hang in the air for a moment, then fade into the indifferent silence to symbolize her long, lonely, futile struggle. Tell me something, Sachi. Why are you so determined to do everything asked of you? Why are you so persistent with this good girl thing? Getting rid of the test is a completely unreasonable demand to make of a normal human being. The others said as much, didn't they? Even if you give up now, they'll probably just say, yeah, figured as much. Nobody's gonna hold it against you.
ルー君の推測にすぎません。
What?
どんなに仲のいい相手でも相手の気持ちは相手にしか分かりません。それは血のつながった家族だって同じです。だから一度も失敗できない。何かを失いたくなければいい子でいないといけない。誰よりも勉強をして誰よりも言うことを聞いて誰からも好かれるような子でいなければいけないんです。そうじゃないとみんななくなってしまう。現に幼い頃の私が悪い子だったせいで 私の大好きだった人はみんな私の前からいなくなりました。あんなに私のことを可愛がってくれていたお父さんとお母さん、わがままばかり言う私に愛想を尽かして、あんなことになって、それにゆうくんだって。
I know this is something that you can't know yet, but like knowing his backstory, like you saying he abandoned you is so fucking insensitive.
She's hurt.
Yeah, but still, like at some point she's gonna learn his backstory, and all she will think is, "Oh my god, wow, was I a bitch back then?"
大切なものを失うのは自分が死ぬことよりも怖い。あんなに辛い思いをするのはもう嫌なんです。もう何も失いたくない。だから私は絶対に失敗できないんです。今度失敗したらきっとまたみんないなくなってしまう。こんな私に彼女になれって言ってくれたゆうくんも、みちる様も、まきちゃんも、あまねさんも、さかきさんも、学園長さんも、みんな、いなくなってしまうんです。
Such feelings flow out of her in a torrent of words, her voice rising to a shout. Every sentence is filled with such bitterness that it's difficult to even listen. The pain of losing those who were precious to her, the sadness, the impotent anger, all jumbled together in an anguished wail. To me, it sounds like the voice of a child crying out for help. So then, if you become a good girl, if you succeed his request, you will be yourself again. Well, acting like a good girl should keep the things you love safe. What do you think, Sachi? Sachi bared her heart to me. Returned, I offer not kindness or comforting words, but a steady gaze.
それはもちろんです。
I see. In that case, I'll grant your wish. I'm going to help you become the person you want to be. Make sure you complete this task.
そんな、どうして。
Made a promise, didn't I? Want to help you be yourself.
だとしても、ゆうくんはさっきこの依頼を成功させるのは
With
限
the
りなく
fire.
不可能に近いって。
Virtually impossible means there's a non-zero chance. And if you're not trying to do everything alone, things change pretty dramatically. As long as you really are willing to do whatever it takes, there are plenty of ways to get this done.
それは本当でしょうか。
Of course.
じゃあゆうくんには今回の依頼を成功させるための作戦があるんですね。
Yeah, I have a slightly different way of doing things, but it should be fine. The preliminary arrangements are already in place.
いつの間にそんなことを。
I assume charge responsibility for our success on this job. And when 9029 participates in a mission, failure isn't an option. Of course, this isn't an Ichigaya job, and I'm not going on a cleaning expedition. Even so, I'm still my master's pupil. Asuka didn't just develop my technique and cram me full of technical knowledge. She taught me of a whole way of thinking. No matter what the job entails, I'll face it with the resolve and focus I bring to the most dangerous missions.
9029。
Well, it's just a number that comes with a bit of a reputation. No matter how ugly things look, 9029 pulls through. Sachi gazes up at me as though I've descended on a cloud from heaven. I am God himself!
Very humble.
I am an elder god made flesh! If you get the reference, congratulations. Anyways, Gideon, what's your favorite animal? Having proposed the strategy, I naturally know full well how things are going to play out. When I think about what's coming, it takes a real effort to not turn away from that gaze.
ゆうくん
No, it's nothing. Shake my head lightly to drive away that lingering touch of guilt. I settle my face into a serious expression. But since it's your perfect record at stake here, I think you should be the one to actually carry this plan out.
はい、私にできることがあれば何でもやらせてくださ
Right. In that case, there's something I want you to do for me.
い。やってもらいたいこと。ここは学園長室ですよね。
Yeah, this was my base camp during the initial preparations. Although Chizuru might be irritated to hear me say it, I needed a room no one was likely to drop by and visit.
ということは、ずいぶん前から準備を。
That's right, the method I came with involved a good amount of simple spade work.
なるほどです。
Anyway, everything's more or less ready to go, but we still need finishing touch.
仕上げ。
I'd like you to help me with that. I retrieve a sizable duraluminum case from behind the desk and swing it up.
これは何でしょう。粘土みたいにぐにゃぐにゃしていますけど。
Guess it's not surprising that Sachi wouldn't recognize this stuff no matter how broad her studies may be. Well, she might have heard of it, but that probably wouldn't translate to recognizing it by sight. I'm hoping to wrap this up before midnight, so I'm not going to explain in detail at the moment. Just think of it as clay for now, like you said.
粘土で学力テストをなくすことができるんですか？
Yeah, once you set some of that up in a few places, the job's done. Well, yeah, what needs to be done. Think you can handle it, Sachi.
はい、粘土細工は得意な方だと自負しています。お任せください。
Your artistic talents aren't really relevant, but whatever. That confidence should be more than enough to pull this off.
はい。
Alright, first of all, I'll explain how to install it. You see these deep holes here?
はい。それに点々と木箱のようなものが廊下に。
Well, getting all these ready was one part of the spade work I mentioned.
なるほどです。
Anyway, when you see a hole like this, install one of these long, thin pieces of clay inside, like so. If there's a square drawn on the wall instead, set one of these square pieces of clay on top of it. That's all you need to do for me. Any questions?
ありません。
Excellent. I've marked the points you need to cover on these plans, so go ahead and get started. I'll be taking care of something else in the meantime.
はい、わかりました。
Looks like that's about it.
はい。
Sachi can't fully mask the weariness in her voice or on her face. No doubt a result of all the pressure she's been under lately. Our final task completed, we meet up in the courtyard as arranged beforehand.
私は本当に図面通りに粘土を設置しただけなのですが、これでテストをなくすことができるのでしょうか？
Yeah, as long as we didn't make any mistakes, it will.
そうですか。
Apparently not fully buying my assurances, Sachi answers somewhat lightheartedly. Of course she doesn't have the concrete details to her. It really was nothing more than scattering some clay around the building. It'd be strange if she wasn't a little doubtful at this point. Okay, I can tell you you want to see some results. Let's get moving.
はい、わかりました。ゆうくん、私たちはどこへ向かっているのでしょう？
Sachi tagged along in silence for a good while, but eventually she's no longer able to contain her uncertainty. A place where we can overlook the
ど
school.
うしてそんなところに？
You'll understand soon. Alright, guess you'll be fine. After about 20 minutes of walking, we reach a high place not far away. There's a little cover of any sort. Below us, the reclaimed bit of land where our school stands lies clearly visible.
確かに学園が見渡せる景色の綺麗な場所ですけど、ゆうくんはここで何を？
Before I answer that question, there's something I want to confirm.
確認ですか？
Yeah. Are you sure you want to do this? Fulfill this request?
それはどういう意味でしょう？
You want to do what you're told without fail. To answer every demand anyone makes of you. So you're absolutely determined to carry out even a completely unreasonable request like getting rid of the test? Test. That's the choice you're making here. You sure you're not going to regret it?
後悔。
Listen to me, Sachi. This is an important question. Think it over carefully and give me an honest answer. Sachi falls silent, a serious expression on her face. Looks like she's already started to deliberate. I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know how she is reasoning her way through this question. No matter how dependent she may be on others, no matter how passive or obedient her way of life, in the end her decisions are her own. Nothing else I wanted to remind her of that.
私はこの依頼を成功させたいです。いい子で居続けること。それが私が私でいられるってことなんです。
I see. Then I have no choice but to make her realize. Guess that's gonna cause a bit of trouble for you guys, but those are the breaks. Your luck ran out the day I transferred into your class. Sorry, Skaki, Amane. Michiru Makina. Alright then, throw the switch and you'll get what you want. Those words are retrieved a crudely made remote control from my jacket and handed to Sachi.
私がこのスイッチを
Yeah, doesn't look like much, does it? But I guarantee you, that thing will get rid of the test. Throw that switch and you'll stay a good girl.
わかりました。
After staring down at the small box in her hands for a long moment, Sachi
This is horrible.
shifts her gaze to her school, firm conviction in her eyes. Suddenly Makina!
In a helicopter.
Why are we in Vietnam?
確か
Wait,
に
they're not on a
あ
plane
んな
with
に美
you.
味しい中華料理食べたのって初めてかもね。
They might be.
Good
You never
morning,
know.
Vietnam!
てなわけでチルチル、私眠くなってきたから。ああ、なんで私がそんなことしなきゃいけないのよ。ちょっとだけだからね。あんがとう、ジルジル。ジルジル言うな。じゃあ、ジュルジュル。それあだ名ですらないじゃない。もうただの気温になってるし。でも中華街で高級中華食べ放題の後はヘリで夜景鑑賞なんて。榊さんの家がお金持ちなのは知ってるけど、こんなに豪遊しちゃって大丈夫だったの？ええ。中華以外は私のお金じゃないもの。え？なんて？なんでもないの。ねえねえユミコ、あれが東京タワー。噂の東京タワーなの。松島さん、あなたが初めての空からの夜景に興奮しているのはわかるけれど、もう少し静かにできないの？失礼ね。私だって空からの夜景くらい見たことあるわよ。海外だって行ったことあるし。ミチルって海外行ったことあるんだ。まあね。でも遠い昔の話よ。でも榊さんも粋な計らいしてくれるわよね。夏休み最終日にこんな思い出作ってくれるなんて。そう思ったのならお礼は風見くんに言っておくといいわ。ん？そこでなんでユージ？私に今日のことを提案してくれたのが。なるほどなるほど。榊さんのテレブリにはそういう裏があったわけですか。それよりさ、夜景が綺麗なのは東京の方ばっかりで、三島崎の方はあまり見るとこない感じじゃない？それはしょうがないでしょう。三島崎って割と田舎だし。そうでもないのよ。さっきあそこがピカって光ったし。
Pretty fireworks! The fucking school's on fire!
え？どこどこ？
Let's just say all that fertilizer just made subsequent events in Beirut seem a lot more.
Yeah, I think Bud also fucking gathered what the claim was about.
It's not clay.
It's not clay.
It's not marzipan either.
I love C4.
A brief flash of light. Unlike an aerial bombing, there's no brilliant burst of flame to accompany the powerful sound of the blast. A pretty plain explosion as these things go. School building where we spent the last 3 months of my life, and Sachi, nearly a year of hers, crumbles noisily before our eyes.
あれは
Now,
美浜学園ですよ
do
ね。
you think this was necessary?
It may be gratuitous, but
I am sad that this is not the same scene that happened in the anime. I was looking forward to the anime scene. In the anime scene, he waited for her to build a bomb, then got every other student to gather in the classroom around the time the bomb was supposed to explode. Sachi, in a panic, just tried to throw herself over the bomb to protect the others, but Yuji had already defused the bomb without letting the countdown stop. So Sachi just, after the bomb runs out of countdown, just kind of sits there in confusion and pisses herself.
Oh, poor Sachi.
But yeah, instead we get the school gets destroyed this time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Miyama Academy at least. We just got rid of it along with the test.
じゃあ、私がさっき設置した粘土のようなものはまさか。
Plastic explosives. Modern Japanese architecture is world famous for its strict building codes and sturdy engineering, you know. Demolishing even a modest-sized structure requires a lot of detailed calculations, and boring into the supporting columns and is a pretty involved process. Just getting the necessary amount of explosives ready was a real challenge. Anyway, with the building itself gone, the school won't be up and running anytime soon. That test isn't going to happen. In fact, I expect it's got to be the last thing on anyone's mind for a while.
確かにその通りです。
Yeah, like who fucking blew up the building with plastic explosives?
The world seemed... whoops, hold on, I didn't read that one. Sachi responds vaguely to my explanation, her tone absent-minded. The words seemed to have left her mouth out of reflex, her attention's clearly glued to this building below, or what's left of it anyway. There were plenty of other formalities and preparations involved as well, considering all the time it took to set this up. It sure disappeared pretty quickly.
そうですね。
Something wrong? This is what you wanted, right?
はい。ゆうくんの言う通りです。これでテストがなくなるなら、みちる様の依頼を達成したことになる。そうなれば、私はいい子で居続けることができます。それが私の望んだもので、私はそのためだけに今まで頑張ってきた。
Plot twist, he somehow knocked her out secretly, put her in a perfect replica of the school without her realizing it, and he just blew up the replica of the school. And that's it.
It was all a claymation.
It was all a massive version built by Aardman Animations. In 2 minutes, we'll see Gromit coming out the side and waving.
It was a stop-motion film.
Yeah.
Gromit! Where's the cheese, Gromit?
That was the most atrocious attempt at a North Yorkshire accent I've ever heard.
I never said I had the accent in my repertoire.
Still atrocious. You got to light the fuse, Gromit.
なのに、
You forget I originally come from that neck of the woods, only further north.
こんなにも胸がざわざわするのはなぜなんでしょう。
Apparently unable to grasp her own emotions, Sachi continues to stare down at the rubble that was once our school, her face blank with confusion. Can't understand where that's coming from, huh?
はい。
Well, I guess that's not surprising. You've never felt uncertainty about doing what you're told, have you? Never felt it necessary to even consider how obeying an order makes you feel.
じゃあ、私は。
Put a hand on your cheek. Sachi obediently brings a hand to her face and her fingers brush against a small stream of tears.
私、でも、どうして。
The girl wasn't even aware she was crying. Confusion only deepens. Sachi looks up at me with a face full of pure bewilderment. You may not be conscious of it yet, but a part of you already knows the answer to that question. What was that place?
私が去年から通っている学園です。
And
ゆうくんがいて、皆さんがいて、今日まで本当にたくさんのことがあった場所です。
specifically? What sort of things?
みんなでいろんな科目の授業を受けて、みんなで遊んで、屋上で流しそうめんをしたこともありました。
I'll be honest, I did not read Somen there. And I was very confused for a second.
I imagine Amane would love the idea, but no.
Oh no. Oh no. Anything else come to mind?
最近はいろいろな相談に乗っていただきました。ちょっとエッチな相談に乗ってもらったり、
Like the flowing semen.
You didn't have to
お
voice
し
it.
ゃれの相談に乗ってもらったり、ゆうくんから出された課題について相談に乗ってもらったこともありました。
So you spent a lot of time there. What sort of memories are
で
those?
も楽しい時間だったと思います。前の学校にいた頃は考えられなかったような会話と笑顔に満ちた空間。私が転入してきたこの美浜学園は町の人たちから刑務所と比喩されるような場所とは正反対のところだったんです。外では厄介者扱いされるような私のことをこの学園は受け入れてくれました。みちる様は私のことを必要としてくれました。まきちゃんは私のことを一番の友達だと言ってくれました。あまねさんは私にたくさんのことを教えてくれました。榊さんは一歩引いたところからいつも私のことを気にかけてくれていました。
Words begin to flow smoothly, naturally. Sachi no longer needs my questions to guide her. As she begins to understand the meanings of her tears, her honest feelings come pouring out of her mouth.
私が大好きだったあの家のように暖かい場所、それが私にとっての美浜学園です。
Matter of
は
fact,
い、あの学園は私にとってきっとそれだけ特別な場所だったんです。
right. And you just destroyed that special place with your own hands. Since your 10th birthday, you've been clinging persistently to a single idea, telling yourself it's the one and only answer. Do what you're told, be a good girl, never disobey. And your stubborn adherence to that simplistic rule brought you to this moment.
そんな、どうして私いい子でい続けたのに、あんなに頑張ったのに
Because you planted the
どうして
seed
こ
for
んなことになるの。いい子でい続けることで大切なものを失うなら、私は今まで何のためにこんなの違う、絶対に違う。私が望んでいたのはこんなんじゃない、こんなんじゃないのに。
Remember what you said to me just a few minutes ago? You told me that being a good girl is what allows you to be yourself. And it's the only way to ensure your happiness. Sorry, but you were wrong. That's not how this works. Sure, an intelligent, pathologically helpful, honest student will probably make plenty of friends anywhere they go. You're so useful to have around. Most people probably treat you nicely enough for their own convenience. And when they realized that you were what you were carrying, when you were no longer of any use to them, I guess they abandoned you quickly enough. That sort always will. But how about people in the school? Think they're the same way?
それは
You really believe Michiru and Makina think of you as nothing but their personal lackey? Do you really believe they'd abandon a friend for failing to carry out a single
思い
order?
ません。
That's right. But so afraid of losing something that you couldn't even see what you had. You've been going through life curled up in a shell, with eyes squeezed shut. In exchange for your brittle happiness, you've lost sight of what's around you. You've lost something you didn't even know you had. That's what I wanted you to realize.
大切なものを守ろうとして何かを失う。
Yeah. You know, human beings may be the smartest animals currently strutting about the earth. But that doesn't mean we're the wisest. No matter how much we learn or how advanced our civilization becomes, we're so complete idiots about the simplest of things. That comes right down to it, we don't realize how precious anything is until we lose it. I might be giving you a pretty pompous lecture right now, but I'm no exception to that rule myself.
ゆうくんにも
Yeah. There was a reason I couldn't promise to play with you on your birthday. My sister had died in an accident, and with her gone, my family crumbled in on itself like a house of cards. I'm the only one who got through it alive.
私、ゆうくんにそんなことがあったなんて。
Of course you
全然知り
did.
ませんでした。
I never told you.
じゃあ、もしかしてゆうくんはそのことを私に教えようとして。
Not entirely, I also wanted to learn something about you.
私のことを知る。
Yeah. There was a time when you could have asked me for anything, and all you requested was my praise. That's one thing I've never really understood. But after hearing your feelings just now, I think I finally found my answer. Turned Sachi towards me, softly rest my head on her hand. It's been a long, lonely road, hasn't it? You did good, Sachi. You really did. Speaking in a gentlest tone of voice I can manage, I affectionately ruffle Sachi's hair. Oh, not on her hand or head. Stupid. Her eyes open wide as saucers. But in the next moment, fat rears are running. Fat rears? Fucking asses are rolling down her cheeks! Oh no!
What the heck?
In the next moment, fat tears are running down her face.
So would you got a massive arse on your face?
Because she's an ass face now.
Oh, why?
God! Why did you make me misread that specific part?
Cactus is going to turn that into something, isn't he?
Probably, 100%, actually.
It's gonna be from there.
It's
Actually,
gonna be
don't
fucking
Cactus. If you actually put that on a thumbnail's likely not going to be accepted by YouTube. If it just has asses on it.
Use a peach. Use a peach like everyone else.
私
You weren't near those words, weren't you? Utterly lost, overwhelmed by pain, sadness, and confusion, waiting for someone to show her the way forward. Waiting for someone to see the crushing guilt she carried, to know the punishment she levied on herself every moment of her every day. To tell her you've done enough.
なのかもしれません。私ずっと怖かったんです。
Everyone comes back to the fucking school, seeing it in ruins, and fucking Sachi and Yuji are just standing in front of it. Yuji's just like, "Hey guys, I fixed Sachi! I'm gonna have to fix the school next, aren't I?"
Get
boy.
the brickies.
like he just like pulls up like a fucking hard hat and like the stereotypical bricklayer's uniform.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
A bunch of very burly men come out from behind the hill.
God, what's the fucking meme with the bricklayer again? Like the fucking accident report form.
What? Just the OSHA violations all over the place.
Hold on.
Just bust through the wall and say, "Ooh, yeah."
Yeah, the bricklayer's accident report. I'm gonna just like play this real quick because it's fucking hilarious.
Dear Sir, I am writing in response to your request for additional information in Block 3 of the accident report form. I put poor planning as the cause of my accident. You asked for a fuller explanation, and so I trust the following details will be sufficient. I'm a bricklayer by trade. On the day of the accident, I was working alone on the roof of a new 6-story building. When I completed my work, I found that I had some bricks left over, which, when weighed later, were found to be slightly in excess of 250 kilos. Rather than carry the bricks down by hand, I decided to lower them in a barrel using a pulley, which was attached to the side of the building on the 6th floor. Securing the rope at ground level, I went up to the roof, swung the barrel out, and completely loaded it with bricks. Then I went down to the ground floor and untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the bricks. You will note in Block 11 of the accident report form that I weighed 70 kilos.
Oh boy.
Due to my surprise at being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rapid rate of knots up the side of the building. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel, which was now proceeding downwards at an equally impressive speed. The This explained the fractured skull, minor abrasions, and the broken collarbone, as listed in Section 3 of the accident report form. Slowed only slightly, I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were two knuckles deep into the pulley. Fortunately, by this time, I'd regained some presence of mind and I was able to hold on tightly to the rope in spite of beginning to experience pain because my knuckles were in the pulley. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of bricks hit the ground and the bottom of the barrel fell out. Now devoid of the weight of bricks, the barrel weighed approximately 20 kg.
No.
I refer to you again to my weight, 70 kg. As you can imagine, I began a rapid descent down the side of the building. 6 stories. In the vicinity of the 3rd floor, I met the barrel coming up. This accounts for the 2 fractured ankles, broken tooth, and several lacerations on my legs and lower body. Here, my luck began to change slightly. The encounter with the barrel seemed to slow me enough to lessen my injuries when I fell into a pile of bricks. Unfortunately, only 3 vertebrae were cracked. I am sorry to report, however, as I lay there on the pile of bricks, in pain, unable to move, I again lost my composure and presence of mind and let go of the rope. And lay there watching the empty barrel begin its journey back down towards me and then eventually on top of me. And this explains the 2 broken legs. I hope this answers.
Context: the video I just played was the Bricklayer's Accident Report by OWJ, which is an animation of the video where that story was actually played, which the original video was apparently on a podcast type thing by a podcast called The Rock, or at The Rock, with the YouTube link being youtube.com/c/The Rock FM New Zealand. So there we go, we have all the fucking sources named. I love that video, it's fucking amazing. Back to the game.
テストでいい点を取ってお手伝いもして、それで私をお父さんとお母さんは偉いねって褒めてくれました。それなのに急にお父さんとお母さんが冷たくなって、大好きだったあの家に機械の音ばかりが響くようになって、最後にはあんなことになって。
Isn't your mom technically still alive? She's just in a coma.
Well,
Legally, I think they're classed as dead.
Yeah, fair.
それは私がわがままだったのがいけなかったんだ。もっといい子でいなければいけなかったんだって。だからもう一度も失敗できない。いい子でい続けなきゃって。
I see. And I suppose I'm the only one who could tell you this now. You don't have to be a good girl anymore. Understand your feelings. Understand how hard you've tried. You've done more than enough. You can rest now.
本当でしょうか。
Yeah.
本当に私はもういい子でいなくてもいいんでしょうか。
Yeah, that's true. The 10th birthday, a day that should have been full of happy memories, ended in an unimaginable tragedy. Ever since Sachi lived in a half-life, bound tightly by the irrational guilt of Morgan Freeman looming over... by the
What?
irrational guilt of a child until this moment. Well, because it said half-life.
I think it said Morgan Freeman. It's Gordon Freeman?
Did,
Never mind.
did I fuck up and say Morgan instead of Gordon?
I think you did.
God
that's
damn
what
it, I'm
was so
stupid.
flabbergasted.
Like, my brain registered that as Gordon, but my mouth said Morgan. I don't know why.
For some reason as well, when you said Morgan Freeman, I just had this mental image of him looking down on the sky like Mufasa on the whole scene. Now that's a thumbnail.
Oh no. The good girl she never truly was. The role she forced herself to play all this time evaporates with the tears into the warm night. All this time she suffered quietly, looking her constant fear and pain somewhere out of sight. Nobody can erase those years, or the mark they've left on her. And nobody can undo the accident that ruined her life. There's one and only one thing I can do for Sachi right now. Hold her shaking body in my arms until her tears run dry. I still want to see the rest of the guys' reaction to seeing their fucking school just rubble now.
すみません。もう大丈夫です。
Right. I just cried to Phil. Sachi firmly wipes her tears dry and raises her head from its resting place against my chest.
お見苦しいところをお見せしてしまってすみませんでした。
Nothing to worry about. A girl's tear-stained face is a special privilege reserved only for her
じゃ
boyfriend.
あ私の涙はゆうくんのご褒美に。
I did just blow up a school for you, remember? I don't think it's too much to ask.
そういえば私たち美浜学園を壊してしまったんですよ。あまりにもびっくりしすぎてなんだかあまり実感がありませんけど。
Yeah, we did. Probably gonna cause Skanky and Company a lot of trouble, not to mention everyone who works there.
そういえば皆さんは寮は大丈夫なのでしょうか？
As she finally realized the potential for collateral damage involved, this little showed the color drains from Sachi's face. Don't worry about them, they're in a safe place.
それならよかったです。
Expression of pure relief spreading across her face, Sachi brings her hand to her chest as if to show the frantic beating of her heart. It's a simple earnest gesture, one that speaks volumes about her feelings towards her
で
classmates.
すが、皆さんに迷惑をかけたことに変わりがないとすると、ここは二人で腹を切ってお詫びするべきでしょうか。
That would kind of make this whole thing pointless, don't you think?
そういえばそうですね。
Feels like it's been an awful long time since I've had one of these distinct pure Sachi moments. But brings me a slight sense of relief. Somehow it makes me feel like all this wasn't a waste of effort on my part. Well, we can't exactly go put the school back together again, but like I told you before, I spent some time on the planning phase here, and a big part of that was figuring out how to keep the damage and fuss to a
そう
minimum.
いえば、あんなに大きな爆発があったのに、あまり大きな騒ぎになっていないみたいです。
Yeah, I guess we've got to thank Chizuru and JB for that
と
one.
いうことは、春寺さんや学園長さんはこうなることを知っていたんですか？
When we entered the principal's office, didn't you notice that most of the books and documents were
は
missing?
い、全然気づきませんでした。
Well, I guess you had other things to worry about at the time, but in any case, yeah, you are just I got myself in some pretty serious debt to make this happen.
それはどれくらいの借りなんでしょう？
Let's see, if I ever worked the rest of my life for free, I doubt I'd be able to pay this one back. Handle this sort of thing wrong, and there's a possibility I end up getting disposed of through an accidental death.
そんな、自分がそんなことになるかもしれないのに、ゆうくんはあれだけのことを？
From what I'd seen, this was the only way to get through to you. You needed to fail through success. If all I wanted was to get rid of that test, I could have just asked Chizuru.
私にはその選択肢すら浮かびませんでした。
Exactly the reason I had to blow up the school instead.
He did it for character development. That's wild.
It's for character building. It builds character, lads. It builds character.
Officer,
go
you
build
don't
the school.
understand. I had to blow the school up. I had to build character.
Like, come on, the mental abuse builds character. I mean, the mental abuse builds character in this game specifically. A lot of the
We've got
characters
story
picked.
yet.
You know, Sachi?
Building character long enough.
A while ago I said you were wrong to think being a good girl would protect your happiness. But to be honest, I can't say your way of thinking was entirely mistaken. As a kid, you struggled desperately to find that answer. Got you back on your feet. You fought hard all this time, believing by that belief, and eventually you found people who understand you and care about Overwatch 2. Which, my condolences, I don't think I would want to be friends with people that genuinely care about Overwatch 2 being a game they can play. Anyway, you found people who understand you and care about you. You found what you were looking for. That's not a way in life you need to be ashamed of. There's one important thing to keep in mind. You can't allow yourself to lose sight of what you're trying to protect.
私が守ろうと思ったもの。
Yeah. No one's asking you to change who you are. You're probably going to keep on being a pretty good kid. That means people are going to keep asking you for favors. And that's fine. All you need to do is think over every request individually. Think about what they're asking of you and why. Think about whether it's reasonable. Think about the consequences of saying yes and then accept or decline. Now, you're capable of making those decisions for yourself, Sachi. And if your confidence ever wavers, come to me and we'll talk it over together. I'll rack my brain with you until you make up your mind one way or the other. There's not much else I can do, but I'll always be there to listen.
今の言葉を聞いて、私、やっとわかりました。
And style.
はい、ゆうくんが私に出したもう一つの課題。私が海でゆうくんの袖を引っ張ったのはどうしてなのか。その答えです。
I'm doing good. I did ask something like that.
はい。でも、私にはその答えがわからなくて、結局、皆さんに相談に乗っていただくことになりました。
I see. I guess that would explain the regular meetings Sakaki mentioned the other
そし
day.
て、皆さんが言うには、その課題の答えはとても簡単で、私がゆうくんのことを好きになったからだそうなんです。その答えは当たっていたでしょうか。
Why ask me? Probably faster to ask your heart. Or hormones if you're feeling pragmatic.
確かにそうかもしれません。私は皆さんが考えたように、もうずっと前からたった一つの気持ちに動かされていたんです。
What makes you think
つ
that?
いさっきまでは全然そんなことなかった。でも今はこうして隣にいるだけでドキドキしてしまいますから。
Might be a sign of cardiac arrest.
Or some sort of violent arrhythmia.
Blushing in an unusual vivid shade of red, Sachi smiles up at me. Among all the expressions I've seen on her face these past few months, I think this might be the single most natural and the happiest. Let's
だか
see.
ら改めて言わせてください。
Pausing briefly, Sachi closes her eyes and takes a deep breath.
私、小峰幸はゆうくんのことが大好きです。
Oh, how romantic. Now kiss amongst the rubble of the building that used to be your school.
ですから、もしよければゆうくんのあなたの彼女でいさせてください。
Sorry, gotta fix my leg real quick. There we go.
Oh, Space Marine 2. Somebody's playing it.
Oh yeah, the Blood Kitten is playing it.
Oh.
She speaks her feelings plainly and directly, a smile never leaving her face. Almost like I'm looking at a memory of the Sachi I knew as a child. There's a slightly enjoyable tickle of embarrassment in my chest. Well, she managed to win the girl over somehow. But this one gives as good as she gets. I came up with a lot of pretty decent justifications for trying to help her. Paying the kindness she showed me as a child, discovering the meanings of my master's words, etc., etc. But to be honest, it's a lot less complicated than that. I've been slowly but surely falling in love with Sachi for a while now. You want the girl you love to be smiling. When something's making her suffer, and you want to get rid of when something's making her suffer, you want to get rid of her. Get rid of it. What the fuck is wrong with my reading ability right now?
Doing well.
First rolling rears, now this. Like, yes, my son's making her suffer. You want to get rid of her.
Morgan Freeman, yeah.
That's really all there was to it.
ゆうくん、黙っていられると私とても不安になってしまうのですが。
Your anxious face isn't half bad either.
やっぱりゆうくんは意地悪です。
Don't get sulky. You're gonna have to put up with this sort of thing on a regular basis from now on.
それって
Goes my pomposity has finally set off some warning bells. You can withdraw your candidacy before it's too late.
いえ、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
Breaking into an ear-to-ear grin, she throws herself forward against my chest. Something about the pleasant warmth of her body brings the vague feelings I've been carrying all this time into sharp focus.
私はバカですね。ゆうくんが私を彼女にすると言ってくれたこと、私の代わりにみんなのお願いを聞いてくれたこと、そして今まで私に送ってくれたたくさんの言葉たち、その意味がやっと分かった気がします。
I don't see the problem. This isn't a race. How long it took you to see and what you were missing isn't important. What really matters is how clearly you understand where you went wrong and how well you make use of that knowledge from now
な
on.
んだか素敵な言葉です。
Let me bring up the let me bring up the quote again. Aren't girls at their cutest when they're a little bit retarded?
And again.
That quote will never die. Can't take the credit. I'm quoting someone who helped me find my own way of life a while ago
つま
now.
りゆうくんにとってのゆうくんということですね。
How's that supposed to mean?
ゆうくんは今も昔も私に道を示してくれましたから。
Yes, dear. I have to take Sachi's word for it, though. Don't really remember doing that much for her. But even if I'm not half the person my master was, I left a mark on Sachi's heart back then. And maybe in helping her now, I should pay off some small part of the debt of gratitude I owe Asako.
それにゆうくんはいい子でいることも悪くないって言ってくれましたけど、私はもう今までのようないい子でいられないかもしれません。
Sorry, what does that mean?
ゆうくんが言っていた私が私でいられると、それはきっと昔のようにわがままだった自分といい子でいようとする今の自分、その二つを含めた私が本当の私だってことなんですよね。
I see. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
はい。だから今の私はとてもわがままが言いたい気分です。
Selfish.
私に大切なことを教えてくれたゆうくんへの感謝の気持ち、そしてそんなゆうくんのことが大好きだという気持ちを伝えたいんです。
Oh no, they're gonna fuck amongst the rubble of what used to be their school.
Yep, you could say it was just a different kind of bang.
God damn it.
First he blew up the school, then he blew her mind.
God damn it. Both of you.
The words are barely out of Sachi's mouth before she brings her face to mine. Just
Oh,
like
no.
that, she softly kisses me. For the first time, I feel the warmth of her lips against mine. Long, gentle kiss as to affirm our mutual feelings. The save of that simple pleasure, I wrap my arms firmly around Sachi, pulling the weight of her body against me. For a long moment, Sachi closes her eyes and focuses entirely on the movements of her lips. When she finally pulls back to draw breath, the mouth leaves mine with palpable reluctance.
大好きです。ゆうくん、今も昔も、そしてこれからも。
Yeah, same to you,
気
kid.
持ちを伝えた相手が
自分と同じ気持ちでいてくれるのはとても嬉しいです。
That effect.
今ならゆうくんがどうしてキスをしようとしなかったのか、最後までエッチをしてくれなかったのか、その理由もわかる気がしますから。
Oh, let's hear it then.
私が今感じているこの気持ちが大事だったんですね。
Oh great, she is a demolition king.
So he's gonna have to blow up a house every time they have sex. That's a very expensive kink.
Yeah.
Nice work as always.
ありがとうございます。
With an amused smile and words of thanks, Sachi offers me a polite little bow. Bow, I meant. A polite little bow. What would a polite little bow even look like? I've heard the same many times before. Now that I fully understand just how much I care about the girl, the sincere gratitude in her voice inspires a wave of happiness that takes me by surprise in its
だ
intensity.
からこの気持ちをこれからも言葉にさせてください。今まで伝えられなかった分も全部。
You sure do ask a lot, don't you?
覚悟してくださいね。私は初恋もゆうくんなんですから。
I'll strengthen my resolve. So Sachi can smile like this after all. I love you, Sachi. The first time I tell her exactly how I feel, and immediately thereafter, I bring my lips to hers. Being loved by someone and loving them in return. Basic human experience. Normal, healthy emotions, uncomplicated happiness. Just a thing I thought I'd lost forever ago. The sort of thing I have not experienced. Wait, what?
Fail.
It seems the life I've led wasn't enough to permanently erase that part of me. I finally found it again, savoring the pleasure of our simultaneous physical and emotional connection. We lie there for some time, enjoying the warmth of each other's bodies. Yep, they fucked amongst the rubble.
Yep.
And the door was apparently fine. Human warmth just might be the one and only drug God permits us. Or so I thought the first time I slept with a woman. The welcoming softness of their skin, just right heat of their body, is enough to make your brain melt out of your ears. When you've got some like that lying in your arms, it's only natural that you want to hold on to it forever. But unfortunately, only monkeys get to spend their lives immersing themselves in physical pleasure, and I happen to be a higher primate with other things to worry about. Specifically, the stunt I just pulled on behalf of the girl I fell in love with. I destroyed my academy knowing full well how much trouble it would cause. I've got to accept the reality and own up to my actions. First and foremost, to the 4 girls who were so concerned for Sachi.
Sachi!
Hey! You like the stunt there, Paul? The instant we entered the dorm
Unfortunately, gentlemen, I have to call time there, so enjoy the rest of the recording.
Yeah,
Don't stop for me.
Like, the
and don't
route
stop.
is gotta be done in, like, what, fucking 30 minutes maybe?
It's a bit longer than that.
Oh.
From what I recall. But for me personally, unfortunately...
Is it worth another part?
Yes. It will be worth another part.
Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna end the part after the scene then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the instant... Anyways, bye, Eagle.
Take care, guys.
Till next time.
Take care.
So now it's just us, I see.
Just the 2 of us.
Just the 2 of us. Have you ever heard, like, the Neko Arc cover of that?
I have.
I
Yes.
hate how well that works.
But then, you know...
Like, I hate how well the Neko Arc AI voice sings that song. Because, like, the raspiness of it works for some reason. And I don't like it. I hate it. Oh, actually, also, I played the fucking Tsukihime fighting game. The original one, I mean. Fucking Melty Blood. I have it on Steam for a while now, so recently I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm like fired up. Try it. I got to the final boss of the story mode, and oh my god. Fighting Neko Arc is such a fucking pain in the ass just because of the tiny ass hitbox. That hitbox can go fuck itself. The instant we entered the dorm and announced our arrival, Michiru pounces like a twin-tailed tiger, wrapping both arms around Sachi.
急に発情しないでください、みちる様。前々から言っていますが、私にそっちのけは。こんな時に何とぼけてるのよ。あんたが無事に帰ってきたから喜んでるんでしょ。私が無事に？チルチルの言う通りなのよ。空を飛んでたら急に壊れて心配したのよさ。空を飛んでたら壊れて。
小峰さんは知らなかったかもしれないけれど、学園が爆破された時、私たちはヘリに乗っていたのよ。
なるほどです。ゆうくんの言っていた安全な場所というのは空の上だったんですね。
Pretty pulse-pounding little tour, right? Just about right for the last night of summer vacation.
ええ。これまで見てきた中でも最低の夜景だったわ。
Skaki's words are sardonic and accusatory, but the look on her face is surprisingly gentle. I don't get the impression she's actually angry.
確かにさっちゃんとユージが無事だったのは良かったけど、二人には納得のいく説明をしてもらわないとね。
In contrast, Amina marches right up and grabs him by the shoulder, resembling nothing more. Nothing as much, so much as an ogre who woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Sure, what do you want me to explain?
なんのって、私たちの学園がなくなってることについてに決まってるでしょ。急いで戻ってきたら学園は瓦礫の山になってるし、こうして寮が残ってたことにびっくりしたくらいよ。
Ah, right, that.
そのことかってね。
Well, what's there to explain? We just got rid of that test as requested.
どこがただなのよ。私たちは学園をなくしてなんてお願いした覚えはないわよ。ヘリに乗って気持ちよく夜景を眺めてたのに、突然自分たちの学園が崩れ始めて、みんな本当に驚いたんだからね。ユミちゃんなんか、小峰さんと風見くんが早くここから降ろしてってパイロットのおっちゃんにダダをこねて大変だったのよ。
それはあんなものを見せられたら誰だって。
そうよ。私たちがもし寮にいたら今頃小顔美人になってたかもしれないんだから。
Sounds like a net positive, but in any case, that's the exact reason I made sure you were all safe in the sky.
ああ、なるほど。って私が聞きたいのはそういうことじゃなくて、学園を壊しちゃった理由。
Well, as for that...
それは私から皆さんにお話しします。
Interrupting mid-sentence, Sachi takes a determined step forward.
さっちゃんが？はい。テストをなくせという依頼を受けようとしたのも、学園を爆破することになったのも、すべてゆうくんが私のためにしてくれたことですから。
And so she explains clearly and frankly, starting at the very beginning. The advice I gave her, the feelings I conveyed to her, the trauma of her past, and the struggles she's undergone ever since. She doesn't hold back a thing. She doesn't flinch or hesitate.
ですから、今回の件はすべて私の責任なんです。そのせいで、皆さんにとっても大切な学園を壊すことになってしまって、本当にすみませんでした。
There's a reason everyone here avoids talking about the past. We all vaguely understand that it can't be a pleasant topic for anyone in a place like this. Sachi, of course, is no exception. Talking about this can't be easy for her. But even so, she lays everything bare in front of her friends, then bows her head in sincere apology. Our classmates, still having shock over the abrupt demolition of their school, now have Sachi's complicated and unhappy life story to contend with as well. Finally understanding how their friend became the obedient maid they've joked about all this time, the four girls sink into awkward silence. Well, that's the way Sachi sees it, but the fact is I'm the one who decided to blow up the school. Knew it was going to cause you trouble, but did it anyways. For what it's worth, I'm really sorry. Following Sachi's example, I lower my head in apology.
そうやって二人に謝られると何にも言えなくなっちゃうじゃない。
Is it really? They still blew up a building.
まあ、そういうことなんだろうとは思ってい
Just
た
a
わ。
little overboard, I think.
要するにもうサチが何でも言うことを聞く必要がなくなったってことでしょ。だったらそれは喜ぶべきことじゃない。私はもともとサッチンとお兄ちゃんが無事ならそれでよかったのよさ。
皆さん。
Sachi must have been genuinely prepared for anger or rejection when she receives some warm words. Instead, tears well up in the corner of her eyes. Now she's finally realized just how important these people are to her, and their acceptance must feel incredibly good. I think I want to apologize. You an apology in particular, Sakaki.
だからあの時私に謝ったのね。
Yeah, I know it's not enough just to say this, but I really am sorry.
別に謝ってもらう必要はないわ。
What?
あなたがどんな方法で私の父を納得させたのかは知らないけれど。
Oh, I didn't! I blackmailed him!
自分の娘を通わせている学園がなくなるというのに連絡の一つもよこさない。あの人にとって私とこの学園はきっとそれくらいの価値しかないのよ。
Even so.
それに新しい鳥かごもきっとすぐに用意されるわ。
I'm aware that Sakaki and her father don't exactly get along, but we're talking about a large modern building with top-of-the-line facilities and equipment. Initial construction costs alone would have to be well into the billions of yen. Dismissing someone like that as something like that as a birdcage suggests she's still a bit of the... She's still got a bit of the East Beach Group CEO's daughter in her, whether she likes it or not.
ねえユミちゃん、そうやってカッコつけるのもいいけれど、せっかくなんだからお詫びに一発とか言っておかなくていいの？
誰がそんなことを。
マキちゃん。
Well, judging from how quickly things have returned to normal, I guess learning Sachi's past isn't going to make them awkwardly self-conscious around her.
でもそういうことになってたなら一言くらい私たちに相談してくれてもよかったのに。
Let's say I did! Would you have to agree to go along with this plan?
それは。
More importantly, getting this done requires some dicey maneuvering. If things had ended badly, your knowledge of the plan would have become a serious liability for you.
ちょっと待ってよ。じゃあユージとサチは犯罪者になっちゃったってわけ？
だったら今頃もっとたくさんの警察が来て大騒ぎになってたんじゃない？
Right. Like Amanda says, there's only a few cops standing outside the gate and no media presence whatsoever. I've noticed a few curious locals passing by to gawk at the rubble, but that's about it.
じゃあ。
Sorry to disappoint, it doesn't look like we'll be doing any time for this one.
なんだ、びっくりさせないでよ。
あなたのことだし、どうせそうならないように手を打っていたんでしょ？
I did what I could, but things could have played out differently. It came down to your father.
なるほどね。
なるほどって、そんな説明じゃ私には全然わからないんだけど。
みちるじゃないけど、確かに今回の件は納得いかないことが多いのよね。あれだけ大掛かりなことをしたのに、どうして周りが騒ぎ立てないのかとか。
それは私が説明するわ。
学園長。
Chizuru, you already done out there?
ええ。あなたとハルデラさんが頑張ってくれたおかげで、私の仕事はほとんどなかったようなものだから。
I say, seems the dice really did fall pretty nicely this time, almost freakishly so.
じゃあ、学園長はユージが学園を爆破しようとしていたことを知っていたんですか？
ええ。それはもちろん、初めて聞いたときは顔が真っ青になったけれど、風見くんの熱意と、それが 小峰さんのためになるって聞いてね。つまり年下のイケメンからおねだりされて思わず OK しちゃったってことなのよさ。違います。私は一教育者として学生の未来と自主性を。
でも学園長が事前に計画をしていたとしても、この落ち着きぶりはおかしいわ。
それは今回の件が世間的に納得済みのものだったからよ。
納得済みってどういうことなんですか？
言葉通り、昨日の爆破解体は正規に行われた工事だったの。事前にこういうビラを配ってね。
Accepting a flyer from Principal Tachibana's outstretched hand, a puzzled Michiru begins to read its contents aloud.
なに美浜学園新校舎設立に伴う現校舎施設解体作業のお知らせ？ちょっとそんなの聞いてないわよ。
Well, yeah, of course not.
解体予定日時2011年8月31日。何よこれ。
Well, that's exactly what it looks like. I made two specific requests of Chizuru. First and most important, I needed her to provide me with detailed blueprints of the school in order to ensure an efficient, reliable demolition and prevent any collateral damage to the dormitory that's become our home. And secondly, I asked her to provide advance warning and follow up with the Mishima Cape community. As Chizuru is both the principal of our school and the well-connected daughter of the prefectural governor, she was uniquely suited to play that role.
つまり今回の爆破解体は事前に壊しますよって予告されていたものが予定通りに行われただけのことだったの。
だから商店街の人たちが大変だねって。
多分そうでしょうね。
それにしたって新聞やテレビで一切のニュースになっていないのはおかしいわ。
そこに関しては私も詳しいことはわからないけれど、どうやら今回の件は報道規制がかけられているらしいのよ。
報道規制？
榊さんなら知っているかもしれないけど、この国は1992年にあったビル解体以降、大掛かりな爆破解体はほとんど行われていない。だから学園施設の爆破解体ともなれば世間は嫌でも騒ぎ立てる。それを快く思っていなかったのか、国から大掛かりな報道規制がかけられているみたいで。
What?
それはあなたと春寺さんの差し金だったんでしょ？
Like, even he's like, wait, hold on. JB did that? That's a bit over the top, isn't it? Yeah, that we did.
やっぱりあなたと春寺さんなら何かやってくれるとは思っていたけれど、まさかこんな手を打ってくるなんて。
国ってどんだけすごいのよあんたたち。ユージが私たちとは違う意味で普通じゃないのはなんとなく感じてたけど、本当に何者？
I could tell you, but are you prepared to be tortured? What am I talking about? You've been through the forest. You're entirely prepared. Anyways. Oh, to get with this. Name, Kazumi Yuji. Occupation, student. Currently attending Miyama Academy. We've been introduced, haven't we?
今となってはその言葉ほどうさんくさいものはないわね。
まあ隠すってことは言えないってことなんだろうから、これ以上は聞かないけどね。
Just what I expect from a discreet young lady like yourself, Amina. You're a damn good woman.
別の女の子を選んだ男の子にいい女だって言われてもね。すみません。いや、謝られると余計傷つくから。そんなことよりまずはお風呂に入ってきた方がいいんじゃない？服汚れてるわよ。
Nietzsche reaches down and sweeps a few lingering clumps of grass from Sachi's skirt.
そういえばそうでした。大浴場もいつも通りに使えるから。
なんならお兄ちゃんと一緒に入っちゃってもいいのよさ。
マキちゃんにここまでお願いされては仕方ありませんね。一緒に入りましょう、ゆうくん。
Using your babbling as an excuse. You're a shameless woman.
さすがユウくん、なかなかガードが硬いです。
学園長として風紀を乱すような行動は見逃せません。お風呂はちゃんと別々に入ること。
それは嫉妬でしょうか？
違います。教育者としての行動理念です。
残念です。
それで2人がお風呂から上がったらもう一度ここに集まってちょうだい。それから仮校舎での授業について説明するから。
仮校
校舎がなくなったからといって授業をしないわけにはいかないでしょ。これでもすぐに授業が始められるようにって頑張ったんだから。
そこは頑張らなくてもよかったです、学園長。
そういうことを考える子がいるから授業を休めないんです。
はい。
それじゃ
Get fucked me, Chiro.
ここで一度解散にしましょうか。
その前に一つ質問があるんですが。
何？榊さん。
校舎がなくなる前に予定されていた学力テストは行われる？
The instant the question leaves Skaki's lips, Sachi's expression grows visibly serious. His entire plan was carried out under the pretext of getting rid of that test. I guess it's only natural that the outcome would be a point of interest for everyone in this room.
それは小峰さんに聞きたいんだけれど。
私にですか？
え、小峰さん、あなたはまだ学力テストをなくす必要があると思う？
それは。
Halfway through a tentative sentence, Sachi closes her eyes and falls silent to think over the question more carefully. We watch her and wait in tense silence for a moment for the result of her deliberations.
思いません。みんなが受けるテストなら私たちも受けるべきです。
本当にそれでいいのね。
I get the impression Chizuru has been expecting this answer, but she gently asks for confirmation anyway.
はい。そのテストでいい点を取って、ゆうくんに褒めてもらえるように頑張ります。
And Sachi's shameless, cheerful response, delivered with a big smile on her face, takes even me by surprise.
ここまで開き直られると怒る気にもならないわね。
なんだかかっこいいのよ、サッチン。
はあ、結局はのろけですか。そうですか。
Just a few hours ago, the girl had been willing to do anything and everything to get rid of that test. Up to and including something as drastic as destroying her own school. So, understandably enough, everyone was startled by her overwhelmingly bright and positive answer. But it was undeniable proof that Sachi was no longer trapped by the skewed system of values she'd clung to for so long. Yeah, that cheerful smile was a little audacious after all that, but nobody was about to criticize her for it. Once Chizuru let us know that the standardized test would in fact be conducted a few days later than originally scheduled, it brought the gathering to a temporary conclusion. And after watching Sachi head off to a well-deserved bath, I pulled out one of my cell phones to make a call. You couldn't wait long for that fucking phone call to get through. Specifically, a whole week. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, see you guys next time.